Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Preaching to the Choir Ministries. And today I'm going to do part 3 of why these Google Hangouts here on YouTube and on G Plus are just completely just getting horrible, like absolutely horrible. When you watch, for example, True Empiricism's Evolutionist Bring It, one of the things that I love about his show is that the reason why he starts his show is to give the atheist a platform to be in the same room with a Christian, and so that the atheist can provide evidence for evolution. Do you know how many minds they're going to change when they actually provide some evidence for biological evolution? And we're not talking about microevolution, we're talking about macroevolution. Now, some atheists are going to say there's no such thing as a made-up term, and that's just not the case. And we've demonstrated that on his Evolutionist Bring It channel when True Empiricism went deeper into the actual definition. But, I love watching that show because I get to watch the atheists go into detail about why they believe evolution is true. And I get to hear this other argument called intelligent design. And a lot of people can be edified by this because we can get down to the meat and potatoes on who's right and who's wrong. Not a whole lot of ad homs, not a lot of personal attacks, but getting down to the actual science of why evolution is either right or wrong. And I believe that it's wrong, by the way, just to let you know. But when I watch an atheist Google Hangout on the very same topic, all I'm hearing, guys, and I got to be 100% honest with you guys, there is more ad homs and there's more about like how you guys went to college for 100 years and how some of you got PhDs. I'm exaggerating, by the way, when I say that. How you guys got PhDs, how you are going to school for this, and how we need to get on our knees and worship you guys. And yes, I'm exaggerating about that, but I'm meaning it in a figurative way. When I'm saying that, you're saying we're nothing and you're everything because you're going to school, and yet you're not teaching anything in your Google Hangouts. And I got to tell you something. I think about a year and some change ago, I stopped watching TV to watch these Google Hangouts because I found a lot of them to be interesting. But now, most of these Google Hangouts to me are garbage. And I am not referring to True Empiricism's Hangouts. I'm talking about these secular Hangouts. They used to be good, believe it or not. These people are only interested in getting, they want to create drama, and they want to talk about how dumb True Empiricism is and how dumb I am and how dumb Veckel is and how dumb Arcane is. Listen to me, and listen to me good. As a viewer of YouTube, I am not going to spend my day watching a Google Hangout with the majority of the Hangout being how dumb, Christians are. Why don't you actually show us if we're so dumb, why we're dumb? Give reasons on why we're dumb. Show us with the evidence that you claim that you have that evolution is so true. Where's that evidence that there's no God? Now, some of you are going to say, well, the burden of proof is on the one making the claim. Yeah, and you're making a claim. You're claiming that there's no God. Some of you aren't necessarily saying that. You're saying that you can't know that there's a God. And then some of you out there are saying other things. But prove to me that there's no God. You know my arguments. And I don't see none of you tackling that. The only person I see with any real courage to talk to me about this these days is Silly Samson. Silly Samson he actually wants a debate with me on that very topic. And I'm going to give Silly Samson a shout out, guys, because at least he has the courage to do that. And I think a lot of people are going to learn something from it. And then you guys are going to be able to ask questions. And when we answer them, hopefully you guys can get a better understanding of my argumentation and Silly Samson's argumentation. And that's what these Hangouts should be used for, guys, so that people can learn and be educated. Not so that you guys can get around and walk around in your pajamas and talk about nothing. Nobody wants to sit around and watch that. That's not productive. You're not changing anything. You're not bringing anything to the great debate community. Why should I take you seriously? Why should I take my time out to respond to a video where 98% of the stuff in the video are ad homs? And something else I want to talk about, too, that I think is a problem with these Hangouts. And that's the numbers game. Now, a lot of you are probably thinking, first and foremost, before I say this, that I'm upset about the way I'm treated in these Google Hangouts, and that's why I'm doing this. No, you have no idea how many parts I can make about this, because I've had this in my gut for like the better part of 2 years about why I believe these Hangouts are just a waste of time sometimes to go to. That's why a lot of times you'll send me a notification. I don't want to come to a yelling contest. I want to talk. I want to, if we're going to debate, let's debate. If you don't want me getting all preachy with you, make a rule saying you can't get preachy. Like, it's your Hangout. You can make rules in your room. You know what I mean? But anyway, one of the things that's bothering me about these hangouts is the numbers game. You'll have 8 atheists in a room and 1 Christian. Some of them are scientists. Some of them are in college. Some of them major in these, they're college graduates, and and everybody's got their own little thing or whatever. They're experts. And you got that 1 Christian in a room, and then one of these guys will present a question to the Christian. The Christian is trying to answer the question, and instead of person A answering the question, responding to what you just said, person C, D, and E is answering the question for you. So now you're confused. You was talking to A, but C, D, and E now wants to talk to you, but person A still wants his answer. You understand what I'm saying? And then they expect you to be able to have a productive conversation with them so that you can understand that person's point of view. And this is why I come to the conclusion that a lot of these people don't care about your point of view. They're wasting your time if they're doing that, guys. Leave the Google Hangouts if they're doing that. And I'm going to get on some Christians about this too. Some of us are hosting Google Hangouts. And again, you'll have person A asking a question, and they want an answer to their question. And then what'll happen is person C, D, and E will respond to what you just said instead of allowing A and that person to have the little dialogue before you can invite other people into the conversation. We got to stop doing that, guys. I know a lot of your views are going up because people want to watch drama, but you ain't changing nobody's mind telling people that G-Man's stupid. No one believes you. And I'm going to tell you how I can confidently say this. If I'm so stupid, when you come into a room with me and I ask you a question, you should be able to answer it just like that, without having any problems, without contradicting yourself, without making mistakes or any of those things. See, here's the thing. The psychology of this is the dumber you make me look, the better you should look when you're talking to me. Because when you're so high up in the air up there, guys, the only way you can go now is down. Okay? So, again, and it doesn't make us Christians look good when there's like 8 of us in a room and there's 1 atheist and we're not letting that atheist talk. We got to stop doing that, guys. That's why I like this podcast mentality, or the mentality where you have a show and you invite a guest and you have a respectful conversation. And let me tell you something. If you do that, minds are going to get changed. You're going to have a productive show. People are going to want to participate. People are going to want to be part of your show. People are going to want to come in here and talk to you because now they're watching your show and they're saying, wow, this person's being respectful. He's going to let me talk and he's going to make his point of view. It doesn't mean that we have to agree. You can disagree with me till you're blue in the face. I don't care. Just give me that opportunity to talk. When a buyer was on my channel, I let a buyer talk. One thing I like about this Hebrew Israelite thing that I'm doing versus the atheist community, I'm noticing that the moderate Hebrew Israelites, they want 2 things from you. They want to be able to say their piece, and they want to be respected. If you do that, they'll come on your show. And that's all I have ever asked from the atheist community. If you're going to give me an invite, please do not invite me to your hangouts if it's just going to be you guys giggling and laughing. And I don't want to come to your hangouts. I don't want to come to your channel. I don't want to talk to you if that's what you're going to do. Because in my view, you're wasting my time. I'm not going to benefit from being in a room where I can be the butt of everybody's jokes. And this weekend, I was in one of those rooms. I was invited into the room so that they can vent. Guys, I work, I come home, I do my hangouts, I'm training for a marathon. I'm trying to start a business. I have a lot of things on my plate right now. I don't have time to come to Google Hangouts that are going to be non-productive and ain't going to go anywhere. If you don't want to hear what I got to say, stop inviting me into your room, because I don't want to come. On the G podcast, you'll notice that Shanny that the people that called into the show, I always let them say their piece before I say what I got to say. And you got to understand, when you call in, you have a certain amount of time before I got to hang the phone up on you. I try to make the phone calls about 3 minutes a piece or whatever. So if someone's long-winded, it's not my fault if I'm like, okay, dude, I got to hang up, got somebody else on the line that wants to call into the show. You know what I mean? So. But I just love the podcast style. I'm starting to look at the world the way the Amazing Atheist does with his Drunken Peasants. I'm looking at the world a little differently from the other shows out there. Even I think her name's Anita something. I forget her name, but she does a podcast. So a lot of people on YouTube that's doing podcasts, and they don't want to be bothered with the hangouts because of all the over talking and the disrespect that goes on in these hangouts. And I don't blame them, because I'm looking at the world from their perspective now. If you're going to ask me to come to a Google Hangout, you got to show me some respect. And when I say respect, please understand what I'm saying. I'm saying when you speak or you ask me a question, at least give me the chance to answer you. And then when I ask you a question, do the same thing back. Now, guys, I'm not claiming to be perfect, because I myself have gone into these Google Hangouts and gotten excited. But believe it or not, most of the time when I'm getting excited, it's because an atheist is trying to push buttons and are trying to get me upset on purpose. So they go, see? You see how G-Man's acting? Do you see how he's acting? And that's all they want to do. You know what I mean? I don't know. That makes them feel good for some reason. I don't know. It doesn't make me feel like anything. All it's going to do is bring subscribers and views on my channel. So I really don't care. But, like all that drama that happened this past weekend, like, my viewership has been going up like crazy. I don't care. You guys are helping me when you do that. But, again, I'm not going to take the time out to go into your Google Hangouts just so that you can make fun of me. It's just not going to happen. These hangouts need to start being more productive, or you need to stop doing them. And I'm going to make one more bit of criticism too. I didn't want this video to be this long, but the moderation in these hangouts are horrible. You know, you're going into a room, just like if you're inviting me into your house, you're basically saying to me, when I come into your house, I can say and do whatever I want in your house. There should be a certain amount of protocol that when I come into your hangout, you know, G-Man, hey, before we get started, G-Man, listen, I got rules in here. Okay, you're going to be unbroadcasted until we want to invite you into the conversation. Hey, G-Man, I just want to let you know in the beginning, man, we're not picking on you, but I want to talk to you about a given topic. I need you to take 2 minutes to answer this question. It's your room. You can make whatever rules you want. And if I don't like the rules, I got to leave. But tell me what they are before I come. You understand what I'm saying? So I know Silly Samson said that if he had a cordial Google Hangout, would I come? And I said, yes, I'm going to give everybody at least one chance. But the hangouts that I'm officially staying away from, I think I've already made it known over G+. If you don't know, check the comment sections of my videos. I think by now you guys know what hangouts I'm staying away from, because they're a complete and utter waste of time. There's nothing productive about going into these rooms. I'm not going to be able to have a serious conversation with a person who claims they have a PhD, who is a scientist according to their degrees, and they don't understand the concept of one person talking and the other person being quiet. I can't do that no more, guys. Can't do it no more. So with that being said, think about that, guys, especially those of you who are Christians. And I actually want to encourage some atheists too to think about getting into these one-on-one podcasts, because I think you're going to get a lot more Christians that are going to be interested in coming into your room, because the hangouts, again, man, they're becoming a laughing stock and a joke. I got a major announcement actually coming about Google Hangouts soon, in about I want to say about the 14th or the 15th of this month. So again, that's where I stand with this, guys. I got one more part of this coming up. It's going to come up later on today or tomorrow morning-ish, where I'm going to show you examples, literally what happens in these Google Hangouts and why this garbage needs to stop. And I meant everything that I said yesterday, guys, when I said that I'm going to be an instrument of change here on YouTube to stop all this stupidity I see going on in these Google Hangouts. Read your Bible and do what it says, guys. God bless.